My beautiful angel, if you have an undefined heart, also known as the ego sensor or the will sensor, according to your human design chart, come with me as I explain to you why you are someone who doesn't see your innate worth, probably struggles with imposter syndrome, is someone who's always over giving, over delivering, over committing, and you have this deep quest to prove yourself. Yes, 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 my angel, that is all coming from that beautiful but undefined heart of yours. Let's get into it. And if you're not familiar with your human design chart, go ahead and pull one for free just by searching. Any chart will do. And today, what we're looking at is the undefined heart center. And so, look at the center over here. If you do not have it colored in your chart, that means it is undefined or open for you. And this video is for you. I work with some of the most brilliant women from around the world, and one thing I've noticed is that a lot of them have this undefined ego slash heart slash will center. I don't know why human design gave this one center three names, but let's rock with it. I'm gonna call it the heart center from now on because that's what I like. And what I've noticed is a lot of ambitious women tend to suffer from burnout. They are exhausted, they're overworking themselves. A lot of them get sick. I know if you know my story, I had PCOS, I had polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is this awful hormonal disorder that made my hair fall out, gave me acne, gave me incredibly painful periods where I was passing out, had to use so many painkillers, and felt like a zombie and so many other mental health disturbances. But anyway, so what I've noticed is this open heart, and I've started calling it open heart syndrome because it really is a syndrome because so many things can be explained with this one center. And I'm not sharing this to depress you or make us victims. No, I'm sharing this to show you why you feel this constant need to prove yourself, why you never feel good enough, why you doubt yourself, because these are things that I struggled with for so long. And not only was it hard to go through those things, I also felt ashamed. I felt shame like, why can't I just feel good enough? Why can't I just be confident? Why can't I just ask for a raise? Why can't I just charge appropriate prices? Why? And when I had this huge realization in my career, is when I realized that I was a workhorse. When I realized that no one, I'm just playing with the sand, I realized that no one had forced me to take on so many projects. No one had forced me to be so incredible and so fast that when I left that job, they had to hire three people to replace me. And these are stories I hear from my high achieving women all the time. This is like normal for us to be doing so much. And learning about this open heart, I learned that basically it's like we have this mirror on our hearts. Basically, anything you have undefined in your human design chart is a blind spot. It's an energetic blind spot. It's an area where you don't have consistent access to in that area. Okay. And so the heart is where we have that self worth and that will. And so the way I see us ladies with these undefined hearts is it's almost like we have this mirror placed directly on our hearts. And everyone in our vicinity feels so valued, feels so worthy in our presence. You know what I'm talking about. You know, when your friend's dealing with a fuckboy and you want to shake her, you're like, girl, you're worth so much better than this. When your colleague is afraid to ask her promotion, you're like, girl, you're so good at this, right? So basically, it's like we have this mirror and we immediately see everyone else's worth, but it is impossible for us to truly see our own worth. Or at least it's not something that comes naturally. It is something we can work on and it is very worthwhile to do so. But it's like we're walking around with this mirror on our hearts where everyone sees their own value when they meet us, when they're with us. But for us, it's impossible to look and peer into that same mirror. It's like this void. I can't tell you how many incredible women I talk to. And of course, with my undefined heart, I immediately see their value and I want to shake them and just tell them everything they can do and all the possibilities for them, whether in the corporate world or as an entrepreneur. And they're like shocked. They're like, really? And by the way, that's another reason why I love human design because it pinpoints your gifts. It pinpoints your unique talents. It pinpoints your zone of genius. That's something I love to do. And actually, my zone of genius is helping you find your zone of genius. And that's in my human design chart. But anyway, and I work with these women who will get amazing feedback at work, but they struggle to genuinely believe it. I recently did an amazing reading with a goddess, and Her own boss is begging her to stop being a workhorse and to be the leader queen that he sees in her. But it feels so uncomfortable. It feels so uncomfortable to step into power and worthiness when we've spent our whole lives having this gaping hole here and feeling like we have to work hard and prove ourselves for every ounce of love, every ounce of acceptance, every ounce of respect. And so it's really genuinely, it is hard to transition from that workhorse type of open hearted mentality to who we truly are. But the good news is, wherever we have these open sensors in human design is actually a big gift. And the biggest gifts are not usually the ones we're born with, although those are awesome. But the biggest gifts, especially when it comes to wisdom, are things that we have to learn, are things that suck for us, are things that are challenges, are things that are foreign to us, right? Seeing my own worth as a human, seeing my own innate worth when I started this work, it was like a foreign concept. I felt like an alien. I was like, there's other people who see their own worth. There's other people who don't feel this compulsion to overgive, overdeliver, undercharge, and never feel like they're doing or giving enough, either at work, in friendships, in relationships. But this work is so worth it. And so I hope that by illuminating some of these, I call them symptoms of this open heart syndrome, you can start to relax and feel relieved and know that nothing is wrong with you. It's just your unique design. You are meant to go through these challenges precisely so that you can be wise in this area. Dare I say, me doing this work and now me teaching this work, whether through my videos or in my group programs or in my one-on-one sessions like my Goddess Code session, I am now teaching about worth and how to find your inner worth. And so the same is true for you. If you're struggling with the having to prove yourself and overdoing it always, and imposter syndrome, huge open heart syndrome symptom, imposter syndrome. No matter what titles you get, no matter how many certifications you get, no matter how many degrees you get, we are walking around always feeling like we don't belong with this open heart if we don't do the inner work. Also, I will say the world pushes women to not value themselves. The world pushes all these things onto women, how we look, how we perform in school. Are we good daughters? Are we good girlfriends and wives? Are we good sisters? Are we good friends? Are we good employees? And so it's not just our design, this open heart. I would also say it's just how society is formed, especially for high achieving women. Because what I found working with hundreds of high achieving women from around the world is a lot of us are really sensitive. A lot of us are empathetic. A lot of us are emotionally intelligent, not just cerebrally intelligent. And so we're really clued in. And a lot of times we spend our whole life tuning into other people, what they want, what they need, what we need to give to them. And we lose that attachment, that ability to connect to our own selves and tune into our own selves and ask what we want. What do we need? What do we need to give to ourselves? And so, my beautiful angel, if this is resonating, my recommendation for you is one simple question. This one question will put you on the path. I don't want to say conquer, but basically conquer the difficulties that come with the open hearts. And this one question is, am I doing this to prove myself? Ugh, a lot of women cringe when I give them this assignment. I want you to start noticing whether when you're raising your hand for that project at work, when you're telling your friend you're going to lead her bachelorette trip to Vegas, et cetera, et cetera. I want you to notice, am I doing this because I want to? Am I doing this because it energizes me and lights me up? Am I doing this because it's in my zone of genius? Because these are the skills that God gave me that I'm here to use to impact the world and the people around me? Or am I doing this to prove myself? There's so many things, especially with our open heart, that we do to prove ourselves. And I want you to start noticing that, because that is how we exit the matrix. This is, I believe, part of that matrix programming. This energetic blind spot is a big hook for us that keeps us tired, overworked, overwhelmed, burnt out, exhausted, and like I said, sick. I cannot tell you how many women come to me for career purposes, for business and branding, things in my wheelhouse that I love to teach and help with, and how many times we end up talking about health and hormones and autoimmune issues. I believe that if women became more aware of their human design, and specifically the women with these open hearts, I think we would be a lot more compassionate with ourselves. There's a reason it's an open heart. We don't see our worth, and therefore it's hard for us to love ourselves, right? Because we're taught that only things of value and people of value are lovable. We're not taught that we're lovable simply because we exist. And that's another seed I want to plant for you. I want you to start looking for that little glimmer inside yourself that you are lovable and worthy of love and amazing just for who you are, not just for what you do or what you can do or what you've done. A lot of this is where these hyperachieving women come from, right? We start to see our value as our accomplishments and achievements instead of our innate human beauty. And once again, that is why I love human design, because I believe not only did human design help me uncover this open heart situation and gave me tools like using my strategy and my authority to help me make better decisions, not from this blind spot, not from proving myself, but another beautiful, unexpected outcome from human design. I basically did it because I wanted to become more successful and stop having failures. Because, spoiler alert, I was doing things that went against my unique design because the world told me that's how you reach success. It didn't work for me. But the biggest surprise I found in human design is it actually helped me fall in love with myself and to see that all the different parts of me, the way my energy works, the way I'm meant to impact people, my unique talents, all of them are perfect. All of them have been divinely designed just for me. And all of them are beautiful. And even my challenges are beautiful. Even my own open heart that made me sick, made me unhappy, made me depressed, kept me anxious, made me repelling people and opportunities instead of magnetizing them to me and creating the success I so craved. Even my blind spots, I've noticed, are beautiful and divine, and I'm so grateful that I could be aware of them and have the roadmap in my human design chart on how I can transcend them. And now here I am teaching you, my beautiful angel, about them. So I really hope that if this resonated, that some powerful seeds were planted in your mind and in your heart so that you can start to love yourself, start to see your beautiful, innate, intrinsic worth just for being a human. And I hope that your tendency, your automatic conditioning and compulsion to prove yourself starting today starts to diminish over time. And if you have any questions, go ahead, drop them in the comments. I love responding to you guys. And if you would like to go deep, if you are ready to intimately get to know your unique design, I look at your human design chart as well as your astrology chart, and I extract all the key insights that you need to explain why things didn't work in the past, why things have felt hard, and how they're meant to be easy, how you're meant to achieve your goals, how you're meant to manifest in your unique way. Because it wasn't meant to be the struggle that we've been experiencing, especially if you're a divine woman. And if you're a woman, you is divine. We are here to usher in the feminine energy of ease and flow. And if that resonates with you, that means you're a part of ushering that in for the world. But it has to start with you. And it would be my honor to guide you. You can book a Goddess Code session using the link below. And I will see you in the next one.